Cool. Regan Slaymaker for NotJustBoxing, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Queensbury's Dev Sahni. Dev, Bournemouth, Garner Belotti. What we're in a high point now, aren't we, mate?
Yeah. As I said to you before we went on air, Queensbury right now are just making disgusting fight after disgusting fight. This fight on Saturday night is violent. It is one of the most disgusting fights that can be made in the super featherweight division. I love it. This is my first time properly spending some time in Bournemouth. I wasn't around too much for the last Ryan Garner show, but Bournemouth's really nice. I can see why we keep coming here. And wow, Ryan Garner, 17-0, but Reese Bellotti, British and Commonwealth champion, heavy hands. Once upon a time, Eddie Hearn said, this is pound for pound the biggest punching featherweight in the world, said all of that. And he's still got that power, it hasn't gone anywhere. Now he's up at super feather. Now he's looking to ruin Ryan Garner's dream. Brilliant fight.
Definitely. Does it make it even better? I mean, they were just doing the face-off there, and they were almost like in hysterics at each other, and then because they're just two nice guys who are just dangerous men when they step into a ring.
Listen,
aren't they?
you asked me. You've asked the press conference host whether it makes it any better that they're being friendly. My answer is no. I'll just be honest. I prefer it when they're having back and forth. I prefer it when Jarrell Miller's getting up, trying to fight Fabio Wardley, or Jamie TKV's chucking a table across and I'm sort of ducking for cover. I would say I prefer those type of press conferences. But what I do understand is that these are two nice guys. These are two family men. These are two men at the top of their game, it looks like right now. And they're 48 hours away from trying to punch each other's heads in. If they're not going to, be that guy and trash talk and all of that, don't fake it. If it's not you, don't fake it. So I understand it. I do prefer the beef.
Definitely as well. I mean, we'll review last weekend now as well. I mean, not to be for Daniel Dubois, but Alexander Usyk. I think if he wasn't showing how special he was all week, I mean that performance against the second best heavyweight in the world, let's be right. I mean, was unbelievable, wasn't he?
I'm running out of words for this guy. He's unbelievable. I thought maybe, just maybe, a combination of Father Time, Daniel Dubois' confidence, it being at Wembley Stadium, all of these things could conspire to the demise of Alexander Usyk. But no. Father Time, they say Father Time waits for no one. It's waiting for Usyk, isn't it? He's just waiting and waiting. He ain't trying to get him. They say boxing's a young man's game. You heard Usyk at the end. 38 is not old. 38 is the start. So boxing's not a young man's game anymore. He's rewriting all of these kind of old traditional sayings. He is a phenom. And I saw the picture this morning of, I can't remember who Anthony Joshua beat. It might have been Povetkin or something like that. The one where Usyk's in the crowd.
Yes,
Which fight was that? I'm pretty sure he was a cruiserweight back then.
He was. I think he'd just become undisputed. I think he'd just beat Gassiev.
It's
like 2018, I'm pretty sure.
What a terrifying image that. AJ's there in his pomp, knocking guys out and whatnot, and the picture there of just Usyk, just with the hood up, just waiting, knowing that he's coming. Whatever you've got now, look after it for now, because I'm coming for everything. And he's come up and he's got everything. And we're lucky. Were you there on Saturday?
I was, yeah.
I was lucky to be there Saturday too, and that's sort of how I'm coming away from it. Just feeling lucky to have seen him. I think he's the bollocks, mate.
Definitely, I think that's the best way to put it. I just didn't really catch
he's
that.
Just really good, isn't he?
But I feel like now, grateful to Queensbury Matchroom for accrediting me for these shows. But now I've seen Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Alexander Usyk, and Daniel Dubois, which when you put it like that, you've kind of ticked off boxing.
Listen,
really,
you've got to take it all in. I mean, just on Usyk, I think he'd hang in any era.
Yeah.
By the way, I was looking at, when George Foreman was the monster and he knocked out Joe Frazier, knocked him down 6 times, all of that hype that he had. When he fought Joe Frazier, he was 217 pounds. Alexander Usyk, when he fought Daniel Dubois, was 227 pounds. You stick Usyk in that era, he might have been the monster. He might have been the giant. It's crazy to think. I just think he's just think it's great.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Dave. Is he the not just the greatest heavyweight of all time, but is he the greatest fighter of all time?
Look, I don't know, because I'm not old enough to fully know.
Yeah.
All I can do is look at little bits like that, little bits of data. You need to ask people like, you know, Frank Warren and that. And don't forget, there's still Tyson Fury out there who has won so many rounds against Alexander Usyk, who is still adamant that he has beaten Alexander Usyk twice and wants to fight him again. You know, so maybe we'll see that at some point. I don't know. There's, you know, Usyk can do whatever he likes, but Tyson Fury still has a kind of a voice in all of this, it feels like.
Definitely, I think he's the only person to win consecutive rounds against Usyk, which in some fights doesn't sound like a lot, but against Usyk it really is as well. I do have to ask you, Dev. I mean, I thought it was a lie that what Simon Jordan was saying on TalkSport the day after the fight or the night of the fight about potential parties and soirees. I mean, I just want to get was it just as crazy as, I mean, as you took it when you see the news? From
my perspective, I don't know much about it. I don't know enough about it to really comment. I'm conscious to not take anything away from Usyk's win, and hopefully get to work again with Usyk very soon. But yeah, just full credit Alexander Usyk. I can't really comment on any of the other stuff.
No, definitely as well. And I feel like, just because these things happen doesn't mean take away from the phenomenal performance from Alexander Usyk as well. I mean, I want to talk about another Queensberry fight that's coming up. Jack Rafity, Mark Chamberlain. It's another British and Commonwealth title clash, but two fighters who, probably 18 months ago didn't think they were going to fight each other, but now it just seems like the perfect fight between those two. And that is another fight that, as we were saying, is absolutely violent. Yeah,
it's violent, it's disgusting, it's a tremendous fight, and the trajectory that you speak of, I agree with you. Probably weren't around each other on the same kind of path. Jack Rafferty's only recently kind of broken out with the win over Henry Turner. Before that, he was, I mean, his story is insane, the way he was going through the small hall shows, having to pay for his opponents, and the way he was paying for his opponents, by the way, was through his mother's inheritance. He sadly lost his mother, and the money that the money that she left him, he would use that on his boxing to pay for opponents and things like that. So I'm glad that he has broken out now. That's really good for him. And Mark Chamberlain, I mean, you talk about his trajectory. Not so long ago, His Excellency's favourite fighter. You know, all of this stuff. He's a young man getting all of this hype, and maybe it just got too much. And he had that loss to Josh Padley, and now, what are you really about, Mark? Let's find out. He's had one comeback fight. You know, just went a few rounds with someone with a fighter he was expected to beat. But it's going to be a real. Jack Rafferty's going to ask him a lot of questions. It's a really tough fight for both, actually. Yeah,
and they both punch really, really hard as well.
Proper punches. I love it. I can't wait.
Definitely as well, and then squeezed in between this one and next one is Queensberry's next show, which obviously is a Saudi show, but the main man is back, Moses Ituma. I mean, considering obviously we're talking about Moses as the next best thing. He takes a considerable step up, definitely on paper, against Dillian Whyte on August the 16th as well. I mean, big step up for Moses on that day.
Yeah, listen, for this fight, for me the question is, who has got who at the right time? Has Dillian Whyte got Moses Ituma at the right time? Because Moses Ituma has not gone beyond 6 rounds and has only boxed to a certain level and is 20 years old, very much a young man. He's a boy. If he went to America, he wouldn't be able to gamble or drink. That is how young he is. I'm not sure he'd want to do any of that anyway. So has Dillian Whyte got him at the right time before he hits his real form? Or has Moses Ituma got Dillian Whyte at the right time? Dillian Whyte not looking so great against Ebenezer Tete, fairly inactive. But here's the thing, by the way, maybe Dillian Whyte needed those rounds against Tete. But from the Moses side, you would think, he's 36 years old, maybe he's on his way out, let's give him a final kind of push, let's send him out. I'm fascinated by it, I really am. I've heard people say that that's just an easy win for Moses Ituma and that he's just going to knock Dillian Whyte out of there. When has Dillian Whyte laid down for anyone? Dillian Whyte's a dog. He'll come, he'll bring it, and he won't be in the mood to lose to a 20-year-old kid. That's how he'll see it. And I can't wait to find out. If Moses just dispatches him, by the way, big statement and some big nights ahead.
Definitely, I think the build up to that fight is going to be good. Dylan's not going to sit there and be in the nicest possible way, be respectful. He's gonna,
Moses has never had a press conference where the opponent is sticking it on him. He's had Dempsey McKean, who has shown confidence. I don't think he's had opponents at pressers before that. Maybe Marius Wack, who didn't say an awful lot. But this will be the first one. He heads in with one of the kind of key heavyweights of the last 10 to 15 years in the UK, whose part of his selling point is how well he comes across, his interviews, and how good he is at chatting as well in the build-up. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. Final couple from me, Dev. There was a post by Ring Magazine the other day, and they were talking about who the new face of British boxing is, and I think the three people they put on there, Hamza Shiraz, Conor Benn and Nick Ball, they were the three that kind of just to promote the post. I mean, but I have to ask you, I mean, those three are probably three that someone's going to say, but who do you think the next face of British boxing is? So they said Hamza... The three that are on the post, they didn't say those three, but those are the three to like promote the post. So it was Nick Ball, Hamza and Conor Benn. Yeah, I mean, look, they are good shouts. Obviously, Moses Ituma, should he come through, that's brilliant. I think if you look around... If we're talking British boxing, the Queensberry stable is very loaded in terms of guys who are not necessarily superstars yet, but are all just on the cusp. You look at Hamza Shiraz, he's now started moving from star to superstar. He's not quite there yet, but if he fights Canelo Alvarez, that is there. We've got guys like that who are just knocking on the door, and I think they're pretty good shouts there. And add Moses to the mix, and you're there. Definitely, I think Nick's selling out in Liverpool. I think it's great. I know his next fight's in Saudi, but those nights in Liverpool are amazing. I think it's great. And don't forget, we've got guys like David Adelaide as well. Of course, David Adelaide, if he gets a big win against Filip Hrgovic, gets up there, so that will be a notable win for David Adelaide. And he's got everything, by the way. Power. He's got the look. He can chat. I think that's one to look at. Should he come through? Definitely as well. Final one. I have to get your word on Canelo Crawford as well, Deb. I mean, it's probably going to be the biggest fight of the year outside of Usyk Dubois. I mean, it's got everyone talking. I mean, you must be just as excited as that fight as everyone else. How do you see that one going? And this one, I feel like I can give an opinion on how I see the fight going. I'm not involved in any way, shape or form at the moment. So it's for me, I think Crawford's going to win. Okay. I know Canelo's got size and all of that. He's going to be the much bigger man. I just think Crawford is deceptively big in there, and I just think he can do enough to keep away from Canelo and land enough big shots. There's no chance whatsoever that he knocks out Canelo Alvarez, but I think that he can do enough to win a close decision, to just win more rounds than Canelo. Because Canelo, it feels like he's not really looking too much like Canelo, like he used to. Like he's still a fabulous fighter, of course, and he's still winning all of his fights. But he's a little bit slower in the feet now, and that may not bode well for him against Crawford. Interesting as well. Hamza Shiraz, Terence Crawford in 2026. Why not? Yeah, Hamza Shiraz is there to fight with anyone. He's really hitting his good years now. 26 years old. That win over Berlanga, to go over to New York, to knock out the mouthy New Yorker, a global audience, and he became a star, like a real superstar on that night. So I'm sure these guys are going to be wanting to fight Hamza soon. That's his trajectory. But Dev, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, mate. All the best. Cheers. No worries. Thank you. All right.